now tuned in to the Radio Pathways. Hosted by
Thank you, Joshua. It's an honor and a
Joshua Saul. Unlocking human potential.
Hey everybody, greetings to all and welcome to Radio Pathways. Thank you so much for choosing to join us on this podcast. Today, I'm so much in excitement for our next guest. Paul understands how children think and he knows what makes them laugh. He's a founder member of the Johannesburg Magic Circle, an honorary life member at Art in Magic, the East Rand Magic Society. He's the past president of Johannesburg Magic Circle, the Pretoria Magic Circle, and the South African Magic Council. Ladies and gentlemen, he holds a Lifetime Achievement Award in South African Magic, and his name is Paul Malek. For someone who's never met Paul, who does not know who Paul is, Mr. Paul, why don't you give us a 30 seconds elevator speech on who Paul is?
My father was a butcher. I'm a vegetarian as a result of that. And I had, from the age of about 14, I had this thing that I wanted to be a magician. And pretty much that has ruled my life. And I have two passions in my life. One is magic, and the other one is family, because I believe family is going to be with you for the rest of your life.
Mr. Paul is a magician. He recently stood down as a president of the Johannesburg Magic Circle to devote more time to entertaining children, to focus on birthday parties, and to play with his grandson. Now, Mr. Paul, please tell us, what is magic?
Magic is the art of pretending to defy science. We know that we cannot float a lady without support. Magic will float a lady without support. We pretend to. We don't actually. We create the illusion. It's all about illusion and making people enjoy themselves and just moving to a fantasy world for a moment.
Now, the first time we met, we were at a coffee shop. We had this interesting conversation, and after that, you were kind enough to invite me into your home. It was then, after I had my first visit at your house, that I felt captivated by seeing your achievements. I then wondered how your life has been like from being a teenager to your youth, to starting a family, then being awarded with a Lifetime Achievement Award, to then retiring and becoming a coach and a mentor to many. Now, for someone who is in their teenage years and may feel stuck, those who feel and think that they won't get anywhere in life, and in terms of getting into a new career, to then establishing themselves as responsible human beings, how has your world been like, and what advice can you share to someone who feel a lot swept up by the ideas of this world?
Let's start off with the get on with your life. One, get on with your life. Just don't hang around and hoping somebody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to do it for you. So get a move on. Learn to sell yourself. Above all else, you must sell yourself. The first thing is to sell. The second is to do business, because remember, it's show business. It's not about show, it's about show business. Make money is the object of the exercise. And get on with it. Get off your ass and don't bugger around. And the third clue is to read.
In a sense, and if you think about it, every human is afforded the opportunity to better themselves, to then create new lives for themselves, whereby they have a chance to detach themselves from their past and work towards creating a better future for themselves.
So I must interrupt you there. The past is finished. The past is gone. It's past. Yes. Get on with the future.
With that being said, how can one create a life so that they truly follow their passion and do what they love?
I can't answer that because I don't know. I have this passion to do magic tricks and be a magician, and it was never in question. I never questioned it for a minute. I just did it. I just went on. This is what I wanted to do, and I got on with it. You just get on with it. You haven't got time to think and things like that. Just this is what you want to do, go for it. The difficult part was I came from an environment where there was no such thing as a magician, and there was no such thing as an entertainer in our family tree, in our family history. It was something I just wanted to do and got on with it. So when you're faced in life with something to do, get the hell on with it. Get on with it. Do it.
I am truly honored to have you on this podcast today, and I must say, Mr. Paul, that you are an icon living. Now, please talk to us. Did you always dream of becoming famous? Was that a goal to always work on?
Thank you for the compliment, but I don't think I would call myself an icon. But I am passionate about magic. I am passionate about being a magician, and I always wanted to be a magician for about an hour, and then I did my first magic trick and I was a magician. It's a long road. It was a lovely road. Met a lot of wonderful people on the way. And just to all those young people there, never be scared to pick up the phone or get to somebody who's a mentor or who's done it in his life before and ask them questions. Like Joshua has done here. He's arrived at my doorstep and he's now asking me questions. And that motivation that he's got within himself is very, very important. He got on with it. He did it.
I must say that I am nearly out of words, and I am in gratitude for this experience. You are truly an example to learn from. From being a father, a mentor, you are a performer as well. And from the time that I've seen you perform, you always look natural whenever you demonstrate these tricks to me, and you do this out of quality. You previously have mentioned to me that you prefer to perform and entertain young kids as opposed to adults. And that to me, it feels a lot more purposeful, because if you think about it, when you perform to these kids, you are not only entertaining these young minds, but also you are building ideas. You empower them to embrace their own thoughts. They are then able to think outside the box. Then, as a result, they are able to grow creatively and stand up for what they believe in. For you, Mr. Paul, as someone who comes from a background of a performer, do you still see entertainment and play as equally important to adults as it is to kids?
Okay, now let's look at entertaining children as opposed to entertaining adults. Magicians entertain people at parties, basically. In a happy place, that's where we are. Sadly, most of the time, the adults are drunk out of their mind. They get to the party at 7 o'clock, they want the magic show at, say, 10 o'clock. When you start performing in front of the adults, they're drunk and they're slobbing all over the place, and it's disgusting and horrible to perform for them, but they pay money, so we do it. Whereas when you entertain children, they pay attention, they question, they don't accept, they're having a wonderful time, and when you do magic for children, we're taking them away from the stresses of their little lives for a moment or two. Entertaining children is much more difficult than entertaining adults. Adults will not question, whereas a child, if he sees something, will question, and he will say, hey, what the hell's going on there? I want to know what's going on there. No, it's not there, it's there. Whereas adults will sort of say, yeah, well, where's my next beer?
Mr. Paul, out of curiosity, how old are you?
74 years young.
This question is because I believe that one of the things that adults lack as they grow older is play. That is, engaging in play or even getting entertained. That connection of play and entertainment should serve as a way of self-care. That's taking some time off their responsibilities to really connect and lose themselves during those moments. Now, Mr. Paul, at your age, do you still get entertained?
That's what Netflix is there for. Yes, adults today are entertained very simply by television, but people are beginning to enjoy live shows. Once COVID came and there were no live shows, we were now able to do live shows, and people were very entertained seeing a live magician. It was very, very important. But children love live. Everybody loves live. Live performances are lovely. Television performances are lovely. It's easy to be entertained today with a podcast and radio stories and all sorts of interesting things that you can entertain yourself today. Everybody can choose their own. My wife loves watching sport. I love watching drama and comedy. It's everybody's to each his own.
Also, in your life, in your relationships, your friendships, what are some of the things that you enjoy talking about?
Every Wednesday morning I'll meet with some friends and we have breakfast together and we talk the biggest amount of crap and bullshit you can believe. We just talk about anything and everything, and it's a wonderful, wonderful time. We talk about politics, we talk about comedy, we tell jokes, we fool around with the waiters and we have jokes with the waiters, and some of the I think waitrons is the right word now. Waitrons. We have great fun with them, tease them and they tease us back and they bring us the wrong food and we say, hey, that's not what I ordered, and they say, but that's what you ordered, and we have a lot of fun. We have fun, and I think the art of conversation is what it's all about. We don't allow cell phones while we're having our old man's breakfast, but then again, not many of them know how to use a cell phone, so it doesn't matter. So we just have fun. The conversation is whatever's topical and whatever's funny.
Mr. Paul, you have shared a lot already about who you are, and I'm still curious to hear your life stories and to learn from your examples, which is the reason why I have asked to have you on this podcast today. And it's so fascinating to me. I mean this when I say that I am personally inspired by your life and how far you have come. Some parts of your life have been documented. You have been put into the public eye by the media. Mr. Paul, how has that been like for you? The reason why I am asking this, and before I can let you answer, this is because I feel like influencers today, people listening to this podcast right now, these people are good at scripting their own lives and then publish these lifestyles into the media, which this often impacts them negatively. You have been documented by different people and they have all shared their own unique stories based on their perspectives and how they view you. Also today, and with the influence that social media has, if you're given the opportunity to start your career from stage one, in what ways would you use social media to promote your work?
Well, the first thing about social media is I don't believe it is truthful. I make a point of being truthful, and that's why my posts on Facebook have been far, far less, on the grounds of every time somebody puts something on Facebook, they're bragging. It's a case of, oh, look at me, I'm at the sea. Oh, look at me, I'm overseas. Oh, look at me, I've got a new car. Oh, look at me, I did a show. There's no need to brag. And I know some of these people well, and they've got all smiley faces on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. Oh, no, you can't say Twitter anymore, can we? Got to say X. They put all these things up there, and I know that their lives are a misery because they're just simply miserable, because in most cases, people's life is miserable because they take drugs and they drink alcohol. And if they didn't take drugs, their life would be happy.
I want to add this, and Mr. Paul has also shared his opinion on this. Listeners, please, if at any given time, should you feel not okay, don't be afraid to pick up a cell and call a friend. Ask for help when you need one. And there's a problem for so many families. And each time that I speak to an elder, to people like you, I do not ask for much, but only seek for some wisdom on how to create this life. Today in my culture, there are many kids that are not mentally well. They are losing themselves because they are doing something that they hate to please mom and dad. I know of one musician here in our motherland in South Africa, and his name is Vocalistic from Pretoria. But to share his story, this guy, he went to study a degree in political science. After 5 years, he graduates. He then goes home and he hands his degree to his mom. And he says, "Mom, here's your degree. I'm now gonna go and pursue music." This is sad that most kids in my generation are trapped by these expectations that comes out of fear. Our parents, and out of fear, they choose security to try and protect us. Mr. Paul, please help us on this one. How can we break free from this trap? How can parents support their kids?
There are no lessons in being a parent. There is no qualification required apart from an erection to be a parent. Being a parent is a difficult thing. My wife and I read a philosophy about during the pregnancy, the mother's thoughts are visited upon the embryo. And if the mother has positive thoughts, the child will be positive. If the mother has negative thoughts, it's possible that the child will be negative. One must make sure that one's parenting is decided before the child is born. Having a child without having planned the child is a problem. And I really, with today's contraceptive systems that are available, I am amazed that some people are just have children without being, I don't know. You know, you walk into any clinic and they'll give you the pill, they'll give you condoms, they'll give you everything. It's marvelous. Plan your children. Don't just have them. You've got to plan your children. In both our children, we had 2 daughters, and before they were born, we had their names. We had decided their names, and we supported them fully. Our one daughter became a national rhythmic gymnastics, and at the age of 10, she got her Protea colours for supporting to represent South Africa in some championship or other in America, and she's been to Europe numerous, that's a big word, that numerous times. And she just had this passion about gymnastics. Our eldest daughter had a different passion. She had a passion about people, and she now has a very successful psychology practice, and she lives in a very, very beautiful area and a lovely house. Our youngest daughter is at the moment at Oxford University completing her PhD in education, because she's still very interested and in contact with all the gymnastics people that she did as a youth, but now she's a bit more academic and a little older, so she's coaching a bit. Just let your children run. Let your children run. I think it's Khalil Gibran who said, your children come through you, not from you. Your children come through you. And one must have a love for your children, and the children, I believe, should also, and Khalil Gibran also says this, your children must not follow you. You should follow your children, because they're the future, we're the past.
Yes. Now, to share not too much about my vision, and this is what I'm building, to have a career in speaking, and I'm continuously looking to find new ways to improve my public speaking skills, to have a career in public speaking and in entertainment. Mr. Paul, what are some of the things that we can start learning and become mindful of so that we are able to elevate and have successful careers?
There's 2. One is learn every joke you can possibly learn, and 2 is go for singing lessons, because singing lessons will make your voice pleasant and melodious. A magician is an actor playing the part of a magician. The guy who does magic tricks is not a magician, he's just an actor playing the part of a magician. And I joined a dramatic society so that I could learn to act, so that when I was on stage I knew how to act, I knew where to stand, I knew where to put my feet, I knew where to put my eyes, I understood about the fourth wall. And I believe if you want to be a public speaker, singing, to be able to modulate your voice and your breath is very, very important. So, and jokes are very important. The funnier you are, the more fun you are. Because I believe that you're a young man, I believe that girls like a man to be funny.
I've also learned that storytelling is a very powerful way to connect to people. Positive stories are so rich. They have so much greatness and logic in them that satisfies the brain together with the body to reach certain emotions. Then as a result, you get these clear versions of who we really are. From entertainer perspective and in sharing, what is the key to success?
The one secret to success, there are many. It's your presence, it's your speech, it's your eye contact, it's your humility. In America, they've got some magicians, and after the show, these magicians wait outside and shake hands with the audience. This is very important, not to be a big deal and walk away from your audience. Speak to your audience, be with them after the show, let them come and take a photograph with you. I believe that the show is one thing and the person is another, and the two must blend each other. Long are the days gone, I believe, where an actor or a singer is too busy to talk to his fans or his audience. I know that in Vegas there's a group of entertainers who, if their show is an hour and a half long, their meet and greet afterwards can be 2-3 hours long. Okay. And if a celebrity arrives to meet them after the show, the celebrity will wait and they will take time and be with the people who are paying them the money, by people who bought the tickets. So your basic decisions in life are very simple. Keep the booker happy. There was a great magician came to South Africa. His name was Marvin Roy many years ago. He passed away as well many years ago. He said, keep the booker happy. The guy who's booking you, the guy who's paying your check, that's the man you keep happy. And if he's happy, you'll be successful.
In closing, Mr. Paul, if you had the opportunity and the resources to create your own entertainer, how would that person be like?
I've done it on many occasions. Whenever a young person comes to me and says, I want to become a magician, or I want to learn to do magic, the important thing is to keep them themselves. They must be who they are. They must not be who I turn them into. If they want to use music that I found, and it's in the past happened, they used music that I found horrible and distasteful and unpleasant, and they used it, let them use it. Don't say to them, no, you can't use that music, because that music is part of their personality. The type of magic trick they choose to do is part of their personality. The part of type of outfits they wear is their personality. I'm there just to guide them to do it better. I'm not there to tell them what they're doing wrong. Just, this is a mistake you make, fix it. It's not a case of, you made mistakes. This is a mistake, fix it. And that's it. Let them be themselves.